I don't know how to talk about this, so I'll just explain what happened. So a few months ago, I have, as many people know, if you've been paying attention to AR and part of our community, I'm very involved in the Iranian American community in my city. And I go and help them with demonstrations and go to rallies and help them out in other ways when I can. And I was asked by one of my friends, Mr. Ali, who is part of the Iranian American community, to join him in a meeting that he was having with a congressman, specifically Representative Adam Smith. And this was a meeting that he was having to encourage Congressman Smith to become a co-sponsor for House Bill, I think it's 539, but it's known as the Massa, in the name of Massa Amini, who was killed by the Iranian religious morality police. And this is a bill that seeks to put through Congress, put sanctions on the office of the president, excuse me, the office of the supreme leader and the office of the president of Iran itself. Not just individuals, but actually sanction that office as a position. And in general, it, it pushes the president to take more forward action on a lot of sanctions in general, and it is very clear that it's a bill that is supposed to hold the leaders of Iran accountable for their human rights abuses. And this is particularly strong because this is something that would have to be passed through Congress versus an executive order, which could be undone very easily or kind of not enforced as an administration desires. And I am excited to share that after a meeting with Congressman Smith, he has agreed to co-sponsor this bill that my local community and many Iranian Americans around the country have been pushing really hard to get garner support for. Um, yeah, it was exciting, and I couldn't believe when he agreed to co-sponsor. Ali called me and shared the news, and I couldn't believe it. I
So,
freaked out.
so what? So why were you invited to talk to him about this, and what did you guys talk about, and how did that influence him?
Yeah, so, my friend Ali Jun, he wanted me to join him because he I mean, he tells me that he thinks that I really help him clarify his thoughts. He tells me that he thinks that I'm very smart, that I'm articulate, that I can express these issues. He wanted me to come because of my background in Atheist Republic and our community in Iran. I have a lot of insight into, what people in Iran, young people desire, what their needs are. I'm very familiar with the issues and I stay up to date on what's happening and to kind of act as a resource to answer any questions the congressman might have about attitudes or the desires of young people in regards to their government, and just really lend the benefit of the experience I've garnered through AR.
Mhm. And what is this? What is the effect? Do you think of this act? What do you think this act would do?
So right now it is in the House. I don't know off the top of my head how many more people need to co-sponsor before it can go to the Senate, and then have to pass the Senate. Um, but if it were to go through and then become signed into law, here's the thing: this is would actually be signed into law. The whole idea is to just have very much more stringent penalties and sanctions on the regime, and to help like have more strict enforcement, because if a president or administration failed to enforce something like the Mass Act, should it actually pass through, then that would actually be against the law versus just a lack of enforcement of any given
Mm,
sanctions that can happen via executive order. That's my understanding.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's amazing. That's that's amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you so much for being for amplifying the voices of people in the Congress of the United States of America. So thank you.
Yeah, it
Thank
was
This is
incredible.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
feel very, very grateful to be given that opportunity. It's something that I took very seriously, that I treat with a lot of respect. It was an incredibly educational experience for me, to sit and listen to the congressman and hear him articulate his thoughts, hear him articulate his concerns, um, listen and think, listen to the way that he thinks about these issues. Um, I learned so much about, because Congressman Smith has been a representative in, uh, basically as long as I've been alive. So to be in the room and be able to garner some of the wisdom of his experience and to hear firsthand about his connections in different commissions and different committees. And he's like, well, I don't know if this would be good, but we could leverage things this way. And what excited me the most is when we had our first meeting with him, he still wasn't ready to sign on yet. But what he said is like, I remember these words because I wrote them down. He said, I'm making a commitment and I'm making a pledge to work with this community to get through something that actually will get something done. And
Wow.
it's really amazing when you're in a room with someone that has that much knowledge, that much experience, and those connections and like a network that I almost can't even imagine, right? Like he's been involved with the Department of Defense for years. And that insight, even just sitting there and listening and just hearing the way that he thinks about these things, it taught me a lot. And so being given multiple opportunities to meet with the congressman was really an honor. And I feel really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I feel it's such a huge compliment to be chosen to be put in a situation like that and given that opportunity. And so, yeah, it was incredible, and, I was so thrilled in this success we had in establishing this relationship. It feels pretty amazing.
Nessa, people are saying so. Cloudberry is saying that's sick. Newman is saying Susie. D is saying wow, great work. Pakistani Defense Force is saying congrats, Susie. Susanna. Imran is doing a celebrating emoji. Young Eight is saying great work, Susanna. Tema is saying very nice. Um, Jorn is doing a heart. Sorry, I usually highlight these things, but because
Yeah, but we can't right
Streamlabs
now.
is not working, and then you were saying thanks, AR and Susie. Oh, Pakistani Defense Force is saying Susanna is doing a lot of good work lately. Well, late I
Thank
don't know about lately is all the time. Oh, it's in some Garfium is saying great work, Susie.
Aw.
But yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's such
for
a cool experience. Like, I've never gone to go talk to a representative before, like, as a constituent.
yeah.
It's so,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's cool. It's like, "Oh my gosh, this is the real deal." You go and there are the crests on the wall and you're talking to his aides and the whole thing, and but I'm privileged to be able to do that. And so I love that I finally took the opportunity in my life to exert, like, that right and ability that I have as a citizen. I'm very lucky.
Oh. That's great. Oh, the Hindu historian saying Susanna is awesome in every conceivable way. Wow. Oh my
It's
god.
gonna make me emotional. Oh my god, okay.
All right,
Oh,
I
my
got to
heart, you
go.
guys, you're so sweet to me.
Oh, oh, that's so cute. That's adorable. That's adorable. John is saying, "Thank you, Atheist Republic, for your terrific show." Oh, thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you. It
Shifa is
went
saying,
long
"Great
today,
work,
but it
Susie."
was good. I
Yeah,
enjoyed the show
yeah,
today.
yeah, yeah. Me too. Sorry I rambled sometimes. That's why the show got longer.
No,
That's
but
right.
I love it. That's what we're here for. That's what we come here for. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
I was talking
Again,
to them,
make
they're like,
sure.
"Look at your podcast," and they're like, "You go for, like, almost 2.5, 3 hours sometimes. Most podcasts are, like, 1 hour." I'm like, "Hey, here's the thing. It's me. I'm hanging out with my best friend. I'm hanging out with
Oh,
my community. It's our opportunity to just, like, spend time together and have fun." So that's how I think about it.
oh, that's thank you. Well, guys, that deserves a like. Make sure you like the video, make like the show, and when the stream is over, leave a comment. The comments really help grow our channel. Okay, so Yeah, just do the, you know what? I'm not gonna ask for so many things because we have newsletter and so many other things. Just do these two things, okay? If you wanna do other things, they're in the description. But at least do the like and the comment. It's very simple. Like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe.